We are very proud to honor 5 highly decorated alums and 1 legendary coach who have achieved extraordinary excellence at Nebraska. The Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame was created in 2015 and is showcased in the beautiful Hall of Fame Plaza directly in front of the new Go Big facility. We hope that you take some time this afternoon and throughout homecoming weekend to walk through this incredible plaza, which details the success of all 24 Nebraska teams and every Hall of Fame inductee. It's no secret that Nebraska athletics has the best fans in all of college sport, and it is within this 100-year-old treasure right here in Memorial Stadium that so many student athletes have realized their fullest potential. They have maxed out, given their all to become some of the best athletes in the conference, in the nation, and even at the international level. Today, 6 additional names are forever inducted to Husker history with the enshrinement of our 2023 Hall of Fame class. Criteria for athlete selection to the Hall of Fame are as follows. You must have completed athletic career at least 10 years prior to the current academic year, must have demonstrated exceptional performance in your sport, earning at least 1 varsity letter, and also must have demonstrated excellent character and citizenship. Our amazing honorees were carefully selected by the Hall of Fame committee, consisting of Husker alumni and administrators. A very special thank you to the members of this committee for their continued service with this very important responsibility. We have many members of our athletic department staff here today, a lot of coaches, current student athletes, letter winner alums, and donors. Thank you all for being here for this very special occasion. We are also pleased to have a member of the University of Nebraska Board of Regents with us today. We have Regent Kathy Wilmot and her husband Wes. Thank you for your attendance and for your continued support of Nebraska athletics. The common thread among this 2023 Hall of Fame class is very simple: conference domination. Each of the 5 student athletes was an individual conference champion, conference player of the year, or both. The student athletes combined to win 14 team conference championships and 10 individual conference titles, while being recognized with 7 Conference Player of the Year awards. On the coaching side, Gary Pepin won 73 conference championships, 40 on the women's side, 33 on the men's side, and his athletes won 597 individual conference titles. Lori Endicott, Tommie Frazier, Emily Parsons, Tolly Thompson, and Brittany Timko combined to win 2 team national titles and 1 individual national title, while earning 18 All-America awards. Coach Pepin guided Nebraska to 3 national championships, and his athletes combined for 59 individual national titles and 639 All-America certificates. Before we present the Hall of Fame honors to each inductee, our enshrinement ceremony will begin with a special welcome from the leader of the Nebraska Athletic Department. Please welcome our Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics, Trev Alberts. Trev.
Thank you, Keith, and good afternoon, everybody. What a great crowd. Thank you all for coming out and sharing in this special day with us. As Keith mentioned, we have a lot of our staff here to honor the inductees. On behalf of the University of Nebraska and our athletic department, we'd like to just say thank you and congratulations to the inductees. This is a big deal. You think about Hall of Fames out there, this Hall of Fame is actually probably among the hardest to get into. Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, with these inductees, there's only 66 members in our Hall of Fame, including 6 coaches. So this is the best of the best. This is the elite. at the University of Nebraska. And so we want to congratulate you and thank you. We also want to say that we're grateful that you chose Nebraska. I'm sure our inductees and Coach Pepin could have gone to any university. Coach, you could have coached at a lot of different places. I'm sure, Tommie, you probably could have played quarterback at a lot of different schools. But you chose the University of Nebraska. And so we want to thank you for that. We also think it's pretty amazing that these inductees and Coach Pepin, these are the type of people that the University of Nebraska produces. To some of our current student athletes that are here right now, this is a place where you can accomplish the uncommon. As John Cook said at Volleyball, the impossible can become possible here at the University of Nebraska. So we think that's really, really cool. So thank you. And also thank you for representing the university so well after you left. You know, it's just a great sense of pride for all of us as we see our inductees, former student athletes, former coaches, as they move on from here and they represent, you know, us in the Olympics and All-Americans and all these amazing things that our former student athletes and coaches do. We're absolutely grateful to all of you. So, again, we just want to welcome you, we want to congratulate you, and we want you to know that we're really looking forward to continuing to honor you throughout the course of this weekend. And as always, go Big Red.
Thank you, Trev. And Trev, if you would please stay up front to present our Hall of Fame medallions and the awards to each honoree. Honorees, when invited, please come forward to accept your award. Take a picture with Trev. Husker Sports Network journalist Jessica Cootie will then conduct a brief interview with you. And then at the end, we'll have the entire 2023 class recognized on stage as a group. So ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to present to you members of the 2023 Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Lori Endicott, volleyball, Springfield, Missouri. Lori Endicott was the first Nebraska volleyball player to be recognized as the Conference Player of the Year and was the first Husker volleyball player to play in the Olympics. Endicott hit over 300 as an outside hitter her first 2 seasons when she was also a part-time setter. In her sophomore season, she played a key role leading to Nebraska to an NCAA runner-up finish. Endicott moved into the starting setter role as a junior and senior when she was the Big 8 Player of the Year and an All-American each season. As a junior, she was the 1987 Big 8 Player of the Year and a second-team All-American. In her final season in 1988, Endicott repeated as Big 8 Player of the Year while earning first-team All-America accolades and second-team academic All-America honors. She ended her career as Nebraska's all-time leader in assists with 3,117. From a team perspective, Endicott helped Nebraska to the Big 8 title in each of her 4 seasons from 1985 to 1988, including 4 regular season championships and 3 tournament titles. Following her impressive Husker career, she was a member of Team USA for the 1992 and 1996 Olympics, winning a bronze medallion in the 1992 Barcelona Games. In 2005, she was the recipient of the USA Volleyball Flo Hyman All-Time Great Women's Player Award. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest Nebraska volleyball players of all time who helped lay the foundation for our current volleyball program and now the 9th volleyball player to be inducted into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Please help me congratulate one more time, Lori Endicott.
Well, you just heard the long list of accolades right there. Among those, the first Husker volleyball player to compete at the Olympics. How did Nebraska help prepare you for that, to be an Olympian? And how special was it to wear that USA jersey?
Oh, preparation in so many ways. I mean, first of all, to have the type of leadership that I got to see and experience coming into the university, I think was key, and it's still a key for all of the players that enter here. And I had to get tougher on the court. I think that was a big part of what Terry Pettit kind of put into me was this strong work ethic, which I felt like I worked hard when I came in, but after you get here and you see all the players just giving it everything they have every single day, you realize that you can actually work harder than you think you can. And so that, and then just that mental toughness of being able to kind of withstand that training, but then also put that into action on the court and be able to just maintain the competition, the level of composure that was expected of me as a setter on the court. So that toughness.
From outside hitter to setter,
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, I was a hitter in high school. I was actually a middle. I'm 5'9", I was a middle. But I was a middle and a setter, and I even was goofy-footed. I don't know how many volleyball people are out there, but I had backwards footwork, and so of course that's the thing that Pettit fixed first, was that. But going from a hitter to a setter, it allowed me to kind of build a rapport, I think, with players that were already there, and then to take over the leadership responsibility as a setter after Tisha Delaney graduated. I think that was really important.
Your teams helped lay such an important foundation to where Husker volleyball is today. I mean, you guys were selling out the Coliseum. You told a story about how y'all were having to set up seats to help get more people, more fans in there. How proud does it make you to see, just again, the continued growth from what you guys were doing inside the Coliseum to now selling out Devaney with over 8,000, and then that world record match here inside the stadium, over 92,000? Crazy.
You know, though, it started before me, and then it's just continued. So the people before my era laid the groundwork. I continued that, and then the people after me continued it further. And then to have the players as amazing as they are now just continue to grow that. We talk about the Coliseum, and it was a sellout. The fan support and the support from the university was the same. It's just more, bigger now. So, I mean, it's exciting to watch these Huskers out there just still carrying on the tradition.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Congratulations, Lori. Next up, Tommie Frazier, football, Bradenton, Florida. Simply put, Tommie Frazier is widely regarded as one of the best quarterbacks and winners in the history of college football. Named one of the 10 greatest college football players of the 20th century, Frazier led Nebraska to 4 Big 8 titles, with the Huskers going undefeated in the regular season and playing for the national title in each of his final 3 seasons. Frazier posted a sparkling 33-3 record as Nebraska's starting quarterback, culminating with back-to-back perfect national championship seasons in 1994 and 1995. A 3-time national championship game most valuable player, Frazier burst onto the scene in 1992 when he became the first true freshman to ever start at quarterback for Nebraska. He was the Big 8 Freshman Newcomer of the Year in 1992 and the Big 8 Offensive Player of the Year in 1995. Frazier was runner-up for the 1995 Heisman Trophy, in addition to being named National Player of the Year by 2 media outlets. He finished his spectacular career, including bowl games, with 4,003 passing yards and 2,290 rushing yards. He accounted for 6,293 yards of total offense and 85 total touchdowns. A Bradenton, Florida native, Frazier was inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame in 2013, and his number 15 jersey was retired by Nebraska in 1996. Frazier earned his degree in communication studies from Nebraska in 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, now joining fellow Husker greats Johnny Rogers, Mike Rozier, Eric Crouch, Guy Chamberlain, Will Shields, Dave Remington, Grant Wistrom, Rich Glover, Larry Jacobson, and Bob Brown into this very elite fraternity, the newest football inductee to the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, number 15, Tommie Frazier.
Well, we just heard it. 4 conference titles every year that you were a starter, back-to-back national championships. You came in as a true freshman to help lead the Cornhuskers to those titles. Where did that desire to be great come from, and what enabled you to be great from the second you stepped on campus?
Well, I think having my older brothers who used to beat me up when I was younger. My oldest brother's here now, you're outside in the backyard playing sandlot football, and I think I was 6 years old, and I think he was 16. And my first carry, I tell you, he came and hit me hard, and I went and knocked the wind out of me. And I looked at him and said, "You better get up and you better not cry." And so I think it started there. And then my parents, just teaching me, the right way to do things. Nothing's going to be given to you. You got to work for everything. And I think that's where my desire comes from when I hit the football field, to where I wasn't going to let anything stop me, because our hard work's going to pay off.
And it wasn't always easy for you. You had to battle through some adversity, most notably the blood clots in the '94 season. How were you able to persevere, and what advice do you give to student athletes that are battling through their own adversity?
Well, I can tell you, it was probably the toughest time of my life, because I had played football for many years before that, never missing a game. And then knowing that this one injury could cost me my whole career. And Coach Osborne was helping me through that with all the prayers and just told me to keep my head up. Obstacles are going to happen in your life. And the one thing you got to do is learn how to handle those obstacles. That there's many paths to get around something. And if you just you figure out the path you want to take and just stay on that course. And for me, it was me listening to the doctors, me listening to my coaches, me listening to my mother, because I remember at that time I would say I'm leaving school since I can't play football anymore. But she said, "No, you went there to get education too, so sit there and play education. Football is just part of it." But you just got to persevere. Not everything's going to happen the way you want it, but once something bad happens, you figure out another way to get around.
Quarterback is such a leadership position, and we've heard stories about how you commanded that from the second, again, you were starting as a true freshman. How did your leadership style evolve, and how were you able to be such a great leader from the start?
Well, being direct. Don't take any crap off anyone. Coach Osborne gave me the ability to be out there to lead, and as a quarterback, you have to be the leader. I always tell people, I'm probably one of the most liked guy on the field, but I was probably the most respected, because, leaders, you can't just be one of the ones who just talk. You also got to lead by example, and I can tell you that I was probably one of the first ones on the field and probably one of the last ones to leave it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Tommie. Emily Parsons, women's gymnastics, St. Charles, Missouri. Joining Rochelle Simpson and current Husker women's gymnastics head coach Heather Brink into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, Emily Parsons is easily one of the most decorated Husker gymnasts ever. Parsons was an 11-time All-American during her distinguished career as a Husker gymnast from 2005 to 2008. She set a school record with an incredible 114 career event titles, and her 11 All-America awards are tied for the most in Nebraska history. Parsons earned All-America recognition on multiple events in each of her 4 seasons. She was a first-team All-American in 4 different events, including the all-around on the regional level. Parsons was a 3-time Regional Gymnast of the Year and was also a 4-time regional champion in the floor exercise, 3-time winner on the vault, and 2-time all-around champion. Parsons was also dominant at the conference level, where she was recognized as the 2005 Big 12 Newcomer of the Year and the 2007 Big 12 Co-Gymnast of the Year. She was named the Big 12 Gymnast of the Week 15 times during her career, and she was a 7-time Big 12 Conference champion, including a dominant 2007 championship when she won titles in the all-around, vault, beam, and floor exercise. Emily earned her degree in sociology from Nebraska in 2009. Please help me welcome and congratulate to the 2023 Hall of Fame, Emily Parsons.
Reflecting on your time here as a Nebraska student athlete, why ultimately was Nebraska the best spot for you to be able to excel in the gym, in the classroom, and in all aspects of being a student athlete?
It's actually very funny because I was talking to my husband about this earlier, and my coach, when it came to picking a school, I literally said I wanted to go to a beach. I wanted to go somewhere warm. I wanted to be on the beach, and then I ended up here. It just felt right when I was here. When I took my trip, it felt right. It felt like home. I love the coaches. I love the girls. And I remember I called my best friend who lived in Wisconsin, but we grew up together in the same region. And her mom got on the phone and she said, "Go to Nebraska. You guys can be roommates." And I was like, all right, there we go. So, and we were. So, everything felt right about being here, and it just felt like home.
You know, it's so demanding to excel as a gymnast. You certainly excelled. What were some of the biggest lessons that you learned being a gymnast here at Nebraska that you've been able to apply to your life since you graduated back in 2009?
Just work hard. Show up, do the work. It's hard when you're in it, but the reward is so much greater. And I think that's something that you can just carry into life, and something that you can teach your kids. I have 2 little boys, and just teaching them to just work hard and show up, even as little kids, is something that's going to be really valuable for them in the long run.
Just heard you won multiple event titles. You were all around. What was your favorite event, and what was your least favorite event, and why?
Least favorite is very easy. Bars was not my favorite. Dan knows that. But I did it. I competed it basically every meet all 4 years, and that was not something that I expected to do coming into college. I liked the other 3 pretty equally. I had fun. Bars definitely it was really hard on me mentally.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Emily. Tolly Thompson, wrestling, Janesville, Iowa. Tolly Thompson owns the most victories of any wrestler in Husker history. Thompson went 157-21 in his 4 seasons to become the only Husker with 150 career wins or more. The 1995 NCAA heavyweight champion, Thompson was a 3-time All-American and a 3-time conference champion. After going 18-5 with 12 pins during his redshirt season, Thompson went 38-13 as a freshman in 1993-94, setting the school record for most victories by a freshman. Over his final 3 seasons, Thompson posted a 119-8 mark with a conference title and a top 3 NCAA finish each year. As a sophomore, he went 36-2 on his way to becoming an NCAA champion. The next year, Tolly was 42-2 and finished the season with a 3rd-place finish in the NCAAs. As a senior, Thompson posted a 41-4 record, and he again finished 3rd at the NCAA championships. With more than 40 wins as both a junior and senior, Thompson became the only Husker wrestler with 2 40-win seasons. His 157 career victories ranked 8th in NCAA history at the conclusion of his career. Thompson earned his degree in Family and Consumer Science from UNL in 1997, joining Huskers Bill Scherer and Jordan Burroughs, our 3rd Husker wrestler, now inducted into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Congratulations to NCAA national champion Tolly Thompson.
There's so much history and tradition with Nebraska wrestling. What does it mean to you to be considered one of the best to ever wear that singlet and have your name etched in history as a part of this Hall of Fame class?
Wow. That's it. Wow. Thank you. It was pretty important, and there's only 3 of us, and they're 2 guys in front of me were rock stars, So very, very important, very, very proud. It's a great moment for Nebraska wrestling and myself.
It's not easy to win a national title in wrestling, but you were able to do that as a sophomore. What went into that run to that national title, and how rewarding was it to stand on top of that podium?
Well, there was a lot that went into it. I think probably my coaches, my family, mostly Coach Cody. And he did a lot of things untraditional. He hid me out, wouldn't let me be around my family, and it was good. There was no distractions, okay? And that's where sometimes we get caught up in the pinnacle of the process, or the game or the meet or the, and it was just another match. And he made it feel like I just going out there 5 times and I was going to win. That it was the process, I think, that I learned the best or the most about right there.
Yeah, how did the sport of wrestling shape you as a person?
Wow. It started when I was little. My dad wrestled, and I was born into it, and I liked it, and there was a lot of disappointing, I never won a state title in high school, and my girls, they got 4 of them, I think. Yeah, but I got a national title and a world bronze medal. I did. I was a late bloomer, all right? But I just and being in it and being in the mindset and what it does for you day to day. And I don't know if it's about the wins or the losses more, because everybody says you learn more from. I think it was the process that I learned, and just becoming a student in the science of every day trying to get better, and that was what it was. So,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Tolly. Brittany Timko, soccer, British Columbia, Canada. Undeniably, Nebraska soccer standout Brittany Timko was one of the most decorated and celebrated soccer players in Big 12 conference history, and she competed in 3 World Cups and 2 Olympics during her illustrious international career. Timko was the Big 12 Player of the Year in 2004 and 2005 before sharing the conference's top honor in 2006. The only 3-time Player of the Year in Big 12 history, Timko was also a 2-time NCAA All-American. She scored 41 goals and had 42 assists in her 71 career matches, ranking in the top 5 in Nebraska history with 124 career points. One of only 2 players in program history with 40 goals and 40 assists, Timko had 4 hat tricks in her career, and she set a Nebraska season record with 21 assists as a junior in 2005. Timko was also an outstanding international player, competing on the world stage even during her Husker career. In her freshman season, Timko helped Canada to a 4th-place finish at the Women's World Cup. 1 year later, she won the Golden Boot Award as the top scorer at the 2004 FIFA Under-19 World Championship. Timko was also a bronze medalist with Team Canada in 2012. She was inducted into the Canadian Soccer Hall of Fame in 2020. Timko earned her degree from Nebraska in psychology in 2008, following former Husker and Canadian great Christine Latham into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame as the only 2 Huskers now inducted. Please help me congratulate and welcome to the Hall of Fame, number 17, Brittany Timko.
One of the most decorated soccer players in Nebraska program history. When you reflect on your time as a student athlete here, what are some of your best memories of being a Husker?
I think for me, what stands out the most are just the people that I met. With John, who's still here, and Marty, who's still here, started the program in 1994 and is still, they just won the Big Ten Conference, and John was just named the Big Ten Coach of the Year today. So I just think for me, it's just the people, the teammates. Keith, I went into Keith's office daily almost. Keith always helped me fix my problems. So it's just the people. I mean, they always say there's so many friendly faces and people in Nebraska, and it truly is the people in Nebraska.
That Canadian pipeline remains strong. There's a couple of Canadian players on this current team that just won a Big Ten title. What is it about that Canadian pipeline that allows you guys to come here and be successful at Nebraska?
I think there's just a lot of similarities. I think we pride ourselves as Canadians to be hard workers and kind of do the stuff that sometimes other players don't want to do. And I think that really resonated with a lot of the players when we came to Nebraska. I think, we want to do things the right way and make sure that every day we're giving it our all, and it just felt like home.
Keith told me you made the most of your experience here as a student athlete. What advice would you give to current student athletes to be able to make the most out of their experiences?
I think just appreciate every single day. It's cliche to say it happens so quickly, but I remember when I came my freshman year feeling like, I had another 4 or 5 years, and it was a lot of time. And then once I left, it just felt like it went by so fast. So I just say appreciate every day and every moment that you're here.
How proud are you as an alum? Another Big Ten title, another Conference Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. You gotta be pretty proud today, right?
So proud of all the current Husker soccer players, and yeah, I'm really excited to see how far we can take it. Hopefully, all the way to an NCAA title this year.
Appreciate your time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Brittany. Gary Pepin, head coach, women's track and field 1981 to 2022, and men's track and field head coach from 1984 to 2022. The sixth head coach to be inducted into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame, Gary Pepin was the longest-serving head coach in the history of Nebraska athletics. He was the head coach from Husker women's track and field for 42 seasons, from 1981 to 2022, and Pepin guided the men's team from 1984 to 2022. He led the Nebraska women to 3 straight indoor national championships from 1982 through 1984, including the first 2 NCAA indoor championships in 1983 and 1984. In addition to 3 team national titles, Pepin's teams won 73 conference titles. His women's program won 40 conference titles, while his men's team won 33 league titles. From 1981 to 1995, Pepin's women's teams won both the indoor and outdoor conference championships every season. Individually, Pepin's student athletes combined for 59 individual NCAA titles, 597 individual conference championships, 630 All-America awards, and 68 academic All-America certificates. Pepin was named the Coach of the Year 28 times, and he was the Regional Coach of the Year 11 times. The 1995 National Indoor Coach of the Year, Pepin was inducted to the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2008. He now joins previous Husker head coaches Bob Devaney, Tom Osborne, Francis Allen, Terry Pettit, and Bill Straub into the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome and congratulate legendary Husker track and field head coach Gary Pepin.
That's an impressive list of coaches he just listed there. The 6th coach to be inducted into the Nebraska Hall of Fame. What does it mean to you to join that list?
Well, that's a wonderful group of coaches, and I certainly have a great deal of respect for those people that have been in that position.
42 years as a head coach at one program. In those first years when you first took over, what kind of foundation did you hope to lay that led to the success and longevity of your tenure here at Nebraska?
Well, I probably, first off, I suppose, I never enjoyed winning a championship as much as I should have because it was always, we got to get ready for the next one. And so I think all along, I was always interested in having a total program. And so that didn't necessarily just mean winning track meets. That mean having good facilities, having a good staff, all of those things that eventually leads to a successful program.
Well, the conference champions, the national champions, All-Americans, the Olympians, you know, and I've talked to a lot of the athletes, both current and former, that competed for you, and they just think the world of you. How were you able to continue to get the best out of your student athletes for so long?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say it's a little bit like this honor in joining this group. I see myself as only a spoke in the wheel. And I didn't score any points in the meets. I wish I could have, but I didn't score any points. And the success that we had certainly wasn't just because of me by any means. We had, first of all, great student athletes. We had tremendous assistant coaches. We had great people in administration that helped us. Dennis LeBlanc was there to help us. Brad Brown is an athletic trainer. And so without those people, that was the real key to the success we had.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Coach Pepin. Jessica, thank you for conducting our Hall of Fame interviews. And at this time, Gary, don't sit down. If we could get all the Hall of Fame honorees, all 6 inductees, to step back up on stage, we'd like to get a 2023 Hall of Fame class picture. And then we'll have some closing remarks before we end the program. Husker Nation, I present to you the 2023 Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame class. Congratulations. Truly an amazing class, some incredible accomplishments, some of which still stand today. As mentioned earlier, the resounding theme of this 2023 class, conference domination. These 6 inductees have all left an incredible legacy and continue to inspire our current student athletes to reach similar standards of greatness. I do want to thank again everyone for coming. It was great to see a lot of former coaches. Coach Osborne, thank you for coming. Dan Kindig, thank you for being here to support Emily. I saw Coach Walker here, Coach Manning, a lot of current student athletes. Again, thank you for coming to support this incredible event. The 2023 class will be honored at several events leading up and during the homecoming game tomorrow against Purdue. Once again, to our honored inductees, thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your investment to Nebraska and for your unwavering commitment to excellence. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and have a great homecoming weekend. Go Big Red.